Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily Dvar. Here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Thursday, the 7th day of February. Here we go. Today, another halacha about Purim. You know, of course, on Purim, you're supposed to hear the reading of the Megillah at the nighttime and also during the daytime. This time it's going to be on a Saturday night and then on Sunday morning. You're supposed to hear every single word of the Megillah. Because you're supposed to hear every single word of the Megillah, it's very important to make certain that the people around you are listening properly and not making too much noise, etc. Now, what if it happens that during one of the words somebody coughs, sneezes, or makes a loud noise at the name Haman or something like that? You miss a word. So you might be under the wrong impression, and this would be fantastic to correct you on this, that, oh no, I missed that word, rats. I've ruined the whole hearing of the Megillah. I'm just going to have to come back later tonight at 10 o'clock and hear the whole thing again. Especially if this happens to you on one of the last words of the Megillah, and you're like, oh no, I listened to the whole Megillah. Some guy sneezed really loudly in the last couple of sentences, and he made me miss a word, and now I have to hear the whole Megillah later tonight at 10 o'clock. Well, good news, you don't. You don't, because, yes, it's true that you're supposed to get every single word of the Megillah, but you don't have to get every single word of the Megillah from directly hearing it from the reader's mouth. What you could do is when the reader reads it to you out of the kosher parchment that he has up at the center of the shul, and you're reading it out of, let's say, your printed thing, which isn't a kosher Megillah, what you could do is if you miss him saying one word, you can say that word by yourself out of the printed thing that's in front of you, and 99% of the Megillah came from the reader, 1% came from your thing that you were reading, and that's okay. You're allowed to do this for more than 1%. You're allowed to do it for scattered words all over the Megillah, as long as it doesn't add up to, like, hundreds and hundreds of words, but just some small ones here and there, that would be fine. One thing to watch for is it shouldn't be the beginning words of the Megillah, it shouldn't be the end words of the Megillah, and it shouldn't be a whole little sub-story of the Megillah, like, let's say, when Big Son and Seresh ended up overhearing, Mordechai overheard the plot of Big Son and Seresh to kill Achashverosh. That whole story takes a couple sentences. If you miss that whole story, and a whole piece of the Megillah is missing, then you couldn't do this trick. This trick that I'm teaching about today is good for words here and there scattered throughout the Megillah, even adding up to a dozen, 2 dozen, 3 dozen words, that would be fine, as long as it's not great swaths of the Megillah all over the place, or the beginning or the end, or an entire section. If you need clarification on this law, please speak to your rabbi. Don't go to a Megillah reading where you know it's going to be crazy loud, and you know you're not going to hear a lot of the Megillah. Go to a place where you know you're going to hear it well. Thanks for logging on. Log on again tomorrow for more. Bye.